Welcome to the Millennial Piece podcast. First, I want to give honor to God, who's the head of my life. Okay, my Lord and Savior. I just want to first and foremost self with that. My podcast is coming from my heart. Trying to connect and include the stereotypes of children with disabilities. And the millennial parenting that we constantly have to do for these kids. My name is Kam. A lot of people know me as E, Akama Basia. I was born in St. Louis, Missouri, raised in Michigan, Macomb, Michigan. I went to college in Ohio, Toledo, 419, Mud, you know what I'm saying? I'm just basically going to break down, my son, Lennox. He is 4.5. He has autism. He's level 3. He's nonverbal. And I'm just going to basically tell you about the evolution of my pregnancy and then the evolution to his diagnosis. This Millennial Piece podcast, okay? Can't say it. It's a puzzle piece. And it just basically, I'm trying to connect the two worlds. And with that being said, my pregnancy was very weird in a sense because I had my son during COVID. I found out I was pregnant with him in April, so a month after the world shut down. I contemplated getting an abortion or, taking the Plan B pill, but they were literally arresting people. They were literally, you can't leave your home unless it's an emergency, unless you got COVID. So that is something that I struggled with for a long time. So when I had Lennox at Hillcrest, never go to Hillcrest, Cleveland Clinic. Yes. Why are you still up? This is Lenny that I'm talking to here. Now you will hear him from time to time because my guy is attached to my hip. I thought I cut the umbilical cord, but it's pretty strong. But never go to Hillcrest Hospital. Well, not during COVID anyway, but this is my first child. Let me shout that out and say that I had a full-term pregnancy on. And I was in a lot of shock. My water broke at 8:30 with a friend of mine came over to tell me that she was pregnant and my water broke. But then I found out it wasn't my water. It was Lennox actually having a bowel movement in the womb. So it was coming out sporadically, like it was everywhere. So I took a shower. I was fighting through the contractions and the... You know what I'm saying? Trying to get my bag ready, waiting for his dad to get there. It was a long day. I had went to the doctor's that day because I had flexed my time because I was at the time working for Cleveland Clinic and I had flexed my time. Right, you was there. Right. I had flexed my time. I had went to this was my 39-week appointment. And I went and I was already 4 centimeters dilated on that Friday. And I went to Outback with my doula. Shout out to my doula. You need a black doula, baby. Okay, you need one. And she came and got me from my appointment. We went to Outback. Literally, I ate everything. Like this was the last supper, honey. I was ordering stuff I never even ate before. And I was like, I'm going to just go to sleep and wake up and, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm still waiting for Lennox. During this time, like my sister had graduated with her master's and, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just feeling a lot of emotion. But Lennox came a week early He was supposed to be born on December 24th, my love. And so he came on the 19th at 3 o'clock in the morning. So, leading up to that point, my doula was there. I told her, she was like, "Are you ready? Because it's going to happen." I was like, "I guess." I paced my apartment for like maybe until midnight. My water broke at 8:30ish. We went to the hospital around 12. All of the nurses were rude. They were shoving IV. I still have the scars. Shoved the IV up in my arm, shoved that thing up my nose. Girl. So when I went to the hospital at around midnight, I was 7.5 centimeters dilated. So I couldn't get an epidural. I didn't want one anyway because I wanted to have him naturally. Because me and my doula wrote out a birthing plan and what I wanted, and I gave it to my midwife and everything. So everybody was already on board for that. But I feel like I was shamed because I wanted to have a natural birth. And Lenny, come on. What you gonna do? Motherhood doesn't stop. It doesn't care what you're doing. Let me just say that first and foremost, okay? Because it is, 9 o'clock at night right now? And he's supposed to be asleep. Hold on, let me get him together real quick. Okay, so now that he's in his room, I was 7.5 centimeters dilated when I got to the hospital, so I didn't get to get an epidural. But I did want to have a water birth, but I wasn't able to, so because of COVID. And now, when I think back, I should have just really had him at home, But, this is my first pregnancy, but the way that I was treated at that hospital was insanity. And so, they were pushing the monitors in my side. They were disrespectful. I told most of them to get out. I had took me a 20-minute nap. I only pushed maybe 3 times. He shot out of there like a rocket. They almost dropped my child. Then I found out that he could have been a twin because I had a double placenta. And I don't know. I think my whole life just got silent at that point. Because, you know what I'm saying? I had him in Ohio. Most of my family's in Michigan, my immediate family. So I really felt like you really got to do this single mom thing. So, I really haven't slept since this man been here. I really don't eat like I'm supposed to. I dealt with postpartum depression for 3 years. I've been in and out of therapy, in and out of grieving, counseling, in and out of regular therapy. Just so I don't trickle anything down to my son or feel responsible for something. But everything works in God's plan. So I feel like I'm supposed to have a Lennox and his diagnosis to make the world aware about something that they don't care about. This world is filled with a lot of hatred and a lot of jealousy and a lot of wickedness, and my son is the opposite of all of that. In the midst of people not doing him right, in the midst of people not understanding his diagnosis, he still has a smile on his face, and I just thank God because that's because of the way that I love on him, the way that I treat him. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with him. Because it isn't. In my eyes. But those are my eyes. That's not the world's eyes. So I just want to find different ways and different avenues to be a voice for the mother who's never going to say it out loud. to the mother who would rather drown than ask for help, to the mother who is exhausted. You know what I'm saying? Like, she has no help, no family, no nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? But she still got to go to work. Still got to find a schedule that's going to match your son's schedule. Still got to go to therapy. Still got to get stares, looks. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is for those mothers. Like, so I just want to be a voice for that community. And I really want to get in connection with, you know, different organizations, people who are passionate about helping people with a special need or a disability. And like the millennials, we've been through a lot, okay? We done went through the blackout. We done went through 9/11. You know what I'm saying? Went through the the Black Lives Matter movement, COVID, you know what I'm saying? Ebola. We've been through a lot of stuff. And it's like we're still trying to give our kids the maximum of whatever we think we should give them. We're not beating our kids, okay? Because a lot of y'all got beat. And some of y'all didn't get beat at all because it shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have no decorum, no nothing. Like, y'all just out here. So I just wanted to start with that. So transitioning to, you know, Lennox's diagnosis. When I say I have stopped talking to people, I have stopped attending stuff. I don't go around folks, you know, that has something to say about my son. And, no, it wasn't the right thing to do, but I don't think I would have been where I was if I was still around those people or staying friends with those people, because this is a really hurtful place to be in, and a lot of people don't understand the work ethic that it takes to have a child with special needs. Because you are the only person that's worried about what they eat, did they eat, potty training, ears, eyes, nose, throat, sight, vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a 24-hour worrying job. And even if your child doesn't have a special need, like, navigating through motherhood is hard. And nobody tells you anything. You're not your peers, not your parents, not older people who have even been through it, who got 5 and 6 kids. Like, it was easier back in the day. Like, right now, being a millennial parent is not easy. It's not. Because you always got somebody telling you what you should be doing. You always got somebody saying you're doing something wrong. You always got an opinion. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, girl, well, help me then. And that's where the trigger is for me. Because it's like, instead of you giving your opinion, why don't you give me some help? If you see that I need help, I look like I need help, like, and you can't offer anything to me but an opinion, it's lights out for you. In my eyes. Okay, I don't know about anybody else, but I don't want to be bothered. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I got 50 things on my mind. You know what I'm saying? So, transitioning into his diagnosis. So, I lost a lot of people, lost jobs, cars. That's when the Kia boys was out. They took my car twice, baby, within 6 months. So, trying to navigate how to get my kids to school, how to do therapy, how to do all the things. And so, when he was diagnosed with autism level 3 severe, I was like, huh? And so I guess it was a really hard, like, that's when my body went completely numb. Like, for this lady to sit there and just be like, oh, well, are you guys expecting something different? And it's like, first of all, my son has came to this earth and everybody has on a mask. You got on a mask, I got on a mask, that person got on a mask. It looks crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's number one. And then secondly, like, we were mandated to stay in the house. So it's like, what social skills do you think that my child is going to get from being inside. And then it's like, oh, well, we don't want them to be on screen time. What else would you like for me to do? And working from home, and going in to the grocery store, and going to get gas, and everybody has on a mask. So it's like, and then you're acting like the next person got, you know what I'm saying? This person can die, you know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden everybody's shooting everybody up. Like, what? The world is going crazy. So it's like the expectation for parenting is at an all-time high, and I just don't understand. It's like you guys don't give leeway for anything. Society, when I say you guys. When I say you guys who have all these opinions, like, where are you getting this audacity from? So, when he got diagnosed, I really was numb to the whole thing. I was angry. I was mad. I just kept asking God, like, why me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was never mean to the kids with disabilities. The emo kids, people who was suicidal, I was always the lending ear. So it's like, this is a whole nother side of being humble, I would think. Like, I've never been humble like this. And it's like, the Lord will humble you. And I was humble. And so, when I don't even know that anybody that has autism. I didn't even know what autism was until it started coming out. And it's like, now everybody has it. And it's like, why does everybody have it all of a sudden? Like, all of these kids, like, from 2020 on up, somebody got autism. All these black boys have autism. And when girls have it, they have it the worst. Any race. The girls have it really bad, but the boys are aggressive, which my son is not. Combative, which my son is not. And just, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can't understand their stemming. Like, kids being kicked out of places, kids banging their heads against things. Like, that's never been my story. So, when I see the desperation and the exhaustion in other parents, like, my heart just sinks, because it's like, I couldn't imagine going through what you're going through. Because even with my son, he's potty trained, he feeds himself, he walks on his own, but he's a huge eloper. So it's like, at any point my son could just run, and it's like, who's paying attention to him? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to jump in front of the car or the bike or the whatever to make sure he's safe? And it's like, they're not. They're going to watch him. So, I don't know how people get sleep. I don't know how people get help with their kid, because the state doesn't want to help you, but they'll give you money to stereotype your kid, but they won't make Medicaid access to all the therapy centers. Or they will label your kid, give you money for it, but you guys don't have a place to stay, or you guys don't have a vehicle, or you can't find a job that will fit your child's schedule to even keep the Medicaid. So it was a lot. It was a lot. And it's like just having no support. And I think that's the thing. Like, if you don't have support, you need to get some people that are going to help you. You need to get a village. You need to get surrounded by people who want the best for you and your child. Because after the baby comes out of the womb, babe, it's not about you anymore. It's like at all. So, I just wanted to be a voice for all of my millennial parents who understand this piece of it. Because it's a very challenging thing. It's a very isolating thing. It's a very humbling position to have. So, I'm going to have different moms on here and give their insight about the community and, you know, the struggles and the tribulations that they had to go through with having a child with a disability. I'm going to have therapists on here, giving, awareness to people who actually don't know what it is and what it means. Different tips for you and your friends and family to use, different wordage to use. Because, everybody wants to use this overstimulated word. But until you've seen a child overstimulated, please. Please. Don't talk to me about being overstimulated, okay? Y'all want to use all of these words, but you actually don't know what it looks like. So it's like, I want to make sure I can bridge the gap for you. I'm also going to have different people who have helped Lenny from the time he was diagnosed till now. The village that I've created, the moms that I have met over the course of this time, with these struggles that I'm having with Lenny, with his therapy, and now we're moving on to supplements and different things to help him throughout his day to make him this a normal person. I really don't believe my son speaks English, to be honest. I think he speaks another language, but we're still praying for words. We're still praying for clarity in his communication. We're praying for, total awareness of his surroundings because he loves to elope. We're praying for his sensory needs to be met in an appropriate and safe way. And we're also praying for other families who are navigating through this as well, like day by day. And I just don't want, because I think I've hit rock bottom with this whole autism mom thing. And as much as I'm strong and getting everything done and talking to the people and calling and doing all the things, I have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a team to call. I don't have a sounding board to, you know what I'm saying, to constantly make sure that my son is okay. And it's nobody else's responsibility but mine and his father. But that's a whole nother episode. But we're going to get to it. We are. But I just wanted to give a little intro and a little insight of what this podcast will be about. So if you can share this, like this, subscribe to this, and let other moms know, and reach out if you want to be on the show, from wherever you're listening from, and we can set it up and get it together. I want to shout out to the Uncertainty podcast for the inspiration to help me get on the ball with this. My good friend Bree and her co-host Chris have been really an inspiration for my whole podcast. So I just want to thank you guys for that. For giving me the push that I think I needed. But yeah, tell everybody about it. You want to be on it, let me know. I'm going to put my email in the caption notes. And yeah, I love you guys. See ya.